Okay guys, Nijda from St. Vincent, another wonderful day in downtown LA. I want to start by telling you guys not to forget to subscribe, like, comment, and also I want to remind you we're doing a Mother's Day giveaway. So if you comment here or comment on our social media on Instagram, you'll be able to be entered into the drawing. You can enter as many times as you want. So as soon as you're done watching this video, make your comments and then go to social media, make your comments. You got to share it, you got to do all this stuff, and you could win. There's a video of somebody who won last time for Valentine's. She had a great time here. You could do the same. So immediately after this video, you should do that. Now, today, we're upstairs. We're gonna talk about watches today. You guys like that segment, so we're gonna go to Swiss Ice. You've seen Armand before. We put his video down here. We're gonna talk to him about Rolexes and what to look for when you're buying a Rolex, making sure it's not a Fugazi. So let's go visit him. Buzzer. Hello, boss.
Hello, boss.
What's up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's going on? Good to see you.
Been a while.
It's been a little while.
Doing all right?
No complaints. So first off, I want to say I love the shirt,
Thank you.
especially since Lakers just got popped out of the playoffs.
Unfortunately, but always got to represent.
Absolutely, the main and the most important Laker, one of the most important Lakers. Not that LeBron's not important, but Kobe is the mentality Mamba, always looking for the killer shot and making a difference. Okay, now we're done with that. Okay, so before we start, what's the story with this? What's going on here?
Well, Mother's Day is coming up next Sunday.
Okay.
So about a week away. So we're running a little promotion on our website and on our eBay platform. So up to $500 or 10% on select women's items. And then I heard you guys have a little shopping spree going on.
We do. So Mother's Day is very important, and obviously jewelry. Mother's Day and jewelry go hand in hand, so do flowers. But yeah, we have something that we're doing for Mother's Day also, similar concept about sharing and commenting. So you guys have two opportunities. You have it for Swiss Ice and ours. So make sure you follow and you do what they're supposed to do and do what we asked you to do.
So whoever wins, make sure they spend the money here at Swiss Ice.
Oh yeah, that's an option because you can spend it anywhere you want. So you might be able to get a double bonus. If the same person wins that one and that one, that's a lot of money they're gonna get, huh?
I have plenty of watches right under $4,000 to $5,000. So out of pocket, they might only be coming out $1,000.
Perfect.
For a Rolex.
Perfect.
For your
Perfect.
mom, girlfriend, wife.
There you go.
Sister.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of Rolexes, I want to find out what are the 5 major things or important things that you look for when you're looking to buy a watch, because obviously you buy watches and you sell them and you want to make sure they're authentic Rolexes. And we're talking about Rolexes right now.
Yeah.
So what are the 5 things you look for when you're looking to buy a watch from someone?
Well, actually, yesterday evening, a customer brought a watch to sell, and today I'm going to take it to authenticate by myself, which I've already done, but I'm going to double check it with the watchmaker here in downtown. But let me show it to you.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so don't mind it. It's a little disassembled, but here I have a Rolex Submariner, aka the Starbucks. Reference 126610. I have a customer who brought this in yesterday and he wants to sell it. However, these sport models and the new models, they're very tricky and you got to be very careful to make sure they're all authentic and all the pieces are. So I look at the bracelet, the bezel, the dial, the case, and then of course the movement. Which actually I have it, I think, a little loosened up here since I was checking it yesterday.
This is the first time I'm seeing the inside of a Rolex, so this is cool. Okay.
I think everybody else is also one of their few times seeing it too.
Yeah.
So the new Submariner has a 3235 caliber movement in it, as you see engraved right there. So I've looked at this and to me everything checks out perfectly. But with these models, nowadays there's some crazy things in the market. So I want to double check it even with a watchmaker's opinion as well, even though I know it's all good, but just to make sure.
So that's one of the things. And then what is all this back here?
So Rolex has all these cool engravings and markings that distinguish each and every model.
Wow.
Based on the metal that's used in the watch and stuff like that, and the model number, of course. The next thing I look for is going to be the bezel. Every Rolex bezel is a little different. Some are made out of precious metals like gold or platinum. Most of them are stainless steel. And then the sport models have these special inserts and they come in different colors. The insert has to be 100% original because if let's say this is an all original watch and it was just a regular black Submariner, somebody could have just put a green and now it's worth a few thousand more.
Okay.
So I have to make sure this insert is original. Next, I have to look at the dial, make sure the print is perfect. Rolex, I mean, they're a high-end luxury brand. There's no mistakes or errors on this face.
Yeah, okay.
Or any damage. Next, on the newer models, they have engraving on the inside rim here.
They do? Wow, okay.
Sure. Yeah, you got to make sure that is laser engraved and it's perfect also. And then the last thing is the crystal here. And then at the 6 o'clock position, there's a Rolex crown etched, which you won't be able to see to the naked eye unless you're really good.
Oh, I see something there. Okay, got it.
It's at the 6 o'clock and it's a hologram. That's an original Rolex crystal as well. And then lastly, I'll look at the bracelet. I'll take it apart. I'll check the markings on the inner clasp here. Make sure everything's perfectly engraved and original. Everything looks good, has all the correct markings. And a lot of people don't know this, but Rolex also has the markings on the end piece, and that's why I removed the band. That's the final markings that you got to look for there.
So a lot to check to make sure that this is authentic, and not necessarily authentic as a Rolex. It could be, but you're right. They could have changed this. They could have changed something else where it increased the value to what it was. Now, does every Rolex come with a serial number?
Yes, 100%.
And that serial number, can that be matched with, let's say they don't have box and papers.
Yes.
Can it be matched with some sort of a list that tells you this is actually the Starbucks one?
So no, there's no way to check the serial number in the specific database, and that's why it makes it hard to authenticate the watches, and you have to be a true professional and been doing this a while in order to really know what you're looking for. So it's not just a number that you can punch in online and say, hey, is my watch real with this serial number? There's nothing like that. It's not like a car VIN number that where was this sold originally and stuff like that. They don't have that kind of database, and only the manufacturer has that information.
Got it. I have a question for you. Let's say I want to sell my watch. Would you take a look at it right now and tell me?
Sure, I'm always buying. We're buying, selling, and trading.
Okay, so this is the watch I'm wearing here.
Okay, it looks like you got a Daytona of some sort. That looks like the Daytona in white gold with the meteorite dial.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna have you take a look at it, and you tell me what this is worth. My wrist feels so much lighter.
I hope you didn't pay too much base watch or anything at all.
Okay.
As I said, this is any Oyster Flex model from Rolex. They only use precious metals, white gold, rose gold, and yellow gold.
Okay.
This right off the bat, it weighs lighter than, I don't know, like
A feather?
nothing, a napkin. So right away, this is not gold.
Okay.
And then second of all, this bezel is way too thick and way too fat for a ceramic original bezel that Rolex uses.
Okay.
All their black bezels on the Daytona are made out of ceramic. Next, the dial is supposed to be meteorite, which Rolex uses a real stone and cuts that dial. So it's made out of a real stone, real rock. This dial is clearly, I don't even know if it's printed, painted, or somebody just took like a paintbrush and just swirled it around to make it look like stone.
Okay.
The Oyster band's not bad. It's a good rubber quality here you got, but obviously not original. And then the clasp is supposed to be white gold as well, and this thing is just completely terrible.
Okay. So just to say, I knew this was fake, but I wanted to just present it to him. So this is a watch that.
This is the easy one.
Yeah. There you go. So this is a watch I got online for this exact purpose, is so that a watch expert like this, I mean, if nobody knows you wear this watch, no one's going to be able to tell in 2 seconds that this is fake. But when you bring it to an expert and an expert is trying to buy it or trying to give you a valuation for it, it's very obvious that this is fake. And I knew it was fake. It was kind of a little bit of we're making fun of it at this point. So do you have something similar to this that we could compare? I know this is a very special watch.
It is, yeah. The original one is like, I think right now market price is around 80,000.
Okay.
Which they discontinued the dial and just brought it back actually this year.
Okay.
I don't have the exact one, but I have another model on Oyster Flex, the Yachtmaster.
Okay.
And I might have a Daytona regular with the metal gun.
Okay, let's see. Let's compare those two and see what. Okay.
I have a Yachtmaster on Oyster Flex.
Okay.
I have a Daytona.
So let me see. Let me see if I can see the difference here.
So these two have the original papers, as you see.
Okay.
How we store them in the safe for a minimal space.
Okay.
If I put all my watches in boxes here at the office.
Yeah, you're running out of space. So I got you.
Okay. So first, here we have a Yachtmaster 40 millimeter in solid rose gold. As I said, all the Oyster Flex models on rubber from Rolex have to be some sort of precious metal.
Okay.
So hold this and hold the weight of this, and your other hand might sink a little.
Okay, so this is really, really light.
Now hold that.
Oh yeah, a huge difference.
Like
I see the thing that you're talking about the dial. Oh yeah, okay.
the dial, the clasp is also solid gold.
Yeah, of course. And then, when you look at it right from here, yeah, I mean, you're right. The rubber thing kind of looks similar,
Yeah.
This is probably the most valuable thing on this watch. Is this
Rubber is rubber at the end of the day.
And I'm sure this, when I put it on my wrist, is going to be super heavy. Okay, I see that.
Bezel, just the
Yeah, oh yeah, you can see that big time. And you said something about something is etched somewhere.
So yeah, inside the rim, around the inside of the case here, right on top of the dial, it's engraved Rolex, Rolex, Rolex in a circle. And then at the 6 o'clock is the serial number engraved. Which obviously this fake one here is engraved too, but the engraving is just totally off. And when I get out my loop and actually look at it,
Okay.
if this was per se a better copy and I had to look at it in depth, now I could tell like the serial number just based on the engraving is totally off. It's not even laser engraved, so it's very sloppy and it's not even crisp.
Yeah, let me check out this thing. Yeah.
Take a look and compare them yourself.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, to the naked eye, you won't be able to tell the engraving, but when you look at it closely,
Oh, you know what it says here? It says Lakers in 5.
2026.
Yeah.
They might even misspelled Rolex in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think this one says RELAX.
Yeah, or it says relax, or it says Folex, one or the other. Okay, so how much? I mean, I know just roughly how much is this watch?
That one I think we have listed on our site for $24,500.
24.5, and this is secondhand.
Yes, yeah, it's a complete set, box and papers, 2019.
Okay, so I'll just put this on for now. I'll go upstairs.
You gotta hide it.
Yeah, and then I'll cover this up, and it'll go in the. I don't know if I'll throw it away. Maybe I'll just keep it in the safe. And if somebody comes and says, "Hey, I need something," I'll be like, "Here's a $30,000 watch." Here,
I don't think you should leave it in the safe. Just leave it out. So if you come first seat.
Okay, so I want to remind everybody. So you're doing that sale.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit more details about that sale again, one more time.
Sure. Yeah. So Mother's Day, it started on May 1st. The sale goes until next Friday. It's up to 10% off on select ladies items, which are going to be the ladies watches priced well under 7,000-8,000, some of them even 4,000 to 5,000.
Okay.
And if they use that shopping spree that you have, they're going to only come out of pocket like 1,000 or so.
Okay.
On some items, which I think is a great deal.
Sam?
Make sure they follow you guys and do whatever they need to get that win and then come spend it here.
Okay.
And then also, as you see, we have a banner running for financing through our website.
Oh, okay. You finance.
Yeah, definitely. So the process is super simple through a firm. They approve you everything and then they submit the payment to us directly. Usually I've seen customers within an hour be able to purchase a watch.
Okay, and obviously you ship items also
Around the world.
all over the world, or they could come in and buy it. We talked about this before.
Either way.
Okay, great. So if you guys need a watch, or if you want to authenticate your watch, or if you want to evaluate your watch, or whatever, trade your watch, whatever you want to do, this is the place to come. They're on the second floor, Swiss Ice. We'll put the information below. And this guy really trustworthy, and he likes Kobe, so you can't go wrong. Armand,
Always a pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so
Perfect. Okay, guys, so episode number, I don't know how many of Andre's Corner. Andre, good to see you.
To see you again.
So today,
Yeah.
my sister saw the video that we did,
Oh, nice.
and she's like, okay, I talked to my aunt, and she has a couple of things, and you should take it, and it'll be interesting to be on the video.
Sure.
Okay, so let me show you what she gave me. So the first one is this.
Interesting.
Okay, so this was my dad's, so my grandfather's. I don't know anything about it. She doesn't know anything about it, but I know my aunt would always keep it close to her physically. So I think it's obviously very important to her, but I don't know anything else about it. I don't know we got to come to the expert, which is Andre. I heard that. I was like making this noise.
Yeah, I think that might be the mainspring unwinding because there's no manufacturer stamp on it. So we can try opening it up.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it's gold, right?
No, because you can see some rust marks here. So I'm assuming it's stainless steel or some other like base metal.
Yeah. I would think if it was silver, it would be tarnished already.
Yeah, normally when silver tarnishes, it turns into like a blacker color.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. Oh, okay.
Normally it's exposed, but
All right, so we've stumped Andre. He's never
might
seen something like this before. Used the plastic to make sure it doesn't get scratched. Opened it, and then there's another cover inside.
yeah. Because you know, like in the past, some watches have a double layer of like a different cover
Okay.
to help with the anti-magnetic properties.
There you go. The watch
But
expert.
yeah, for pocket watches, I haven't really seen that.
Okay, here we go. there's another cover, I'm gonna be surprised. Looks pretty clean in there.
It is pretty clean, but you can see some like wear here.
Yeah, something's happening.
Yeah, I think it's coming from here.
Okay, that seems to be working properly.
We're trying to add power to the watch.
So these are not self-winding. You have to wind them.
Yes, it's a manual wind watch.
Okay.
But as you can tell, something is not working. The balance isn't moving, so it's either a power issue or something wrong with that right there.
Okay.
Because it should move back and forth.
Okay, so what can we do?
Unfortunately, for older pocket watches, we don't really work on them because they're kind of like antique cars. If you need a part, the chances of finding a part may be
Oh, very unlikely?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could probably try to hire someone to custom make a part, but now you're talking to, like one-off
Yeah, I got you.
building parts or making parts, and that can get very expensive.
Got it. Okay. Can this mechanism be removed?
It can be removed.
But would that help in any situation like this?
I mean, in order to properly diagnose it, you would have to take it apart to see what the main issue is. But yeah, if it needs a replacement part, the problem I see is that it doesn't have any kind of hallmark on it. Because most movements will have who made the manufacturer or who made the movement and like what caliber it is, which is like a reference point. So you can kind of get like schematics on what parts that watch used or, like what parts are compatible with other mechanisms or other movements.
Okay.
But as you can see, this has nothing. It doesn't even have like a stamp of who manufactured the watch. And normally on the movement, it'll have a hallmark saying, it was made by this company or that company, even if they used the movement from a different company, but there's nothing on, like anywhere.
So now this, if it doesn't work, then it just becomes only like a piece that you keep because it's my grandfather's.
Exactly.
It's not usable, basically.
Yes, it's not usable at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, if you find like pocket watch expert, they may be able to get it up and running. It's not a simple, like re-oil and lubricate type repair.
Okay. Okay, Andre, so what do you have for me this week?
This week we have some interesting pocket watches.
Pocket watches. Okay, that's interesting because I was just showing you a pocket watch and now you're going to be talking about pocket watches.
These are more modern pocket watches.
And you were saying pocket watches are kind of, not saying making a return, but people are interested in pocket watches now.
I think people use them more now just because it's like a conversation piece.
Okay, you can see the movement from the front and also see it from behind. Okay, I'm assuming stainless?
It is, yeah. I don't think it's stainless. It's like a base metal.
It's
you'll see that one and this one. What do you think the difference is between these two?
Well, one is gold, one is silver.
But this one is more expensive than this.
This one is. Because of the size?
Not because of the size.
Is it a brand?
They're the same brand.
Same brand. The movement?
Yes, the movement.
Okay, this is more complicated?
I mean, they both just tell time, so it's a very simple complication. It's not like when it's chronograph or has a date or...
Okay, why is this one so much more expensive?
This one uses a Swiss movement. This is just a standard, probably from like China or Hong Kong type movement.
Oh, and so I mean the quality of this one is going to be higher than this one?
Yes, arguably, since, Swiss products are highly regarded compared to ones from Asia.
So this one, I'm holding it like this, and this opens this way. I don't think I'm holding it upside down. So this, you look at it this way.
Yes, you do.
But this one, you look at it this way. Why did they make it different with the opening? Why did they make one?
I believe it's because sometimes in the past, people, when they open the watch, they would hit it on the side. So when it flips open, it's already in your palm, so it's easier to read. Versus this, where it's probably more for design. Now that I think about it, I'm not really sure about why things are oriented a certain way.
Okay, good, making you think about these things. Okay, interesting. Okay, so roughly, what are we talking about for this?
I think at 300 for the Swiss-made pocket watch. This one is like 100.
Both of these are considered skeleton ones,
yes, they are.
Right? Is it more expensive, less expensive because it's skeleton?
Usually skeleton watches cost more than non-skeleton watches, but these days, with modern manufacturing processes, skeleton watches have come down significantly in cost.
So they become more affordable.
Yes.
And I'm assuming because you can see actually through the watch and see the movement, that's why it costs a little bit more.
Exactly. Because it takes time and effort to make things slimmer, visible, and still aesthetically pleasing.
Okay. And are pocket watches battery operated or they're all self-winding?
Some are battery operated. These are both manual wind watches.
So you have to wind them. And how often do you have to wind them?
Usually 20 to 40 times per day. Or I mean, revolutions per day. So you'd wind it 20, 30 times. And then every day you'd have to wind it again.
And will it last that 30, will it last the entire 24 hours?
You should, yeah. Should last the entire 24 hours.
Okay. So you got to figure out a time where you're going to wind it always at the same time.
Exactly.
Do they have that self-winding safety feature?
They do. These do.
So that you don't overwind them?
Yes. Normally for a lot of watches, you'll feel a point where it doesn't wind anymore. So if you try to muscle your way through that point, that's when you run into a lot of issues on older pocket watches.
Okay. And then these, do they come battery operated at all?
Some of them do, but the ones we have right now are just mechanical.
So this could be kind of a cool, like a gift
It is.
for someone.
And in case you're into sports, we also have this old sports timer, also fully mechanical.
Oh, so this is like for track and field.
Track and field.
Is that from your era, those two?
Yes,
Could
this
be.
is when I used to run track because I used to be really fast. I wasn't fast.
What's unique is it's actually completely Swiss made
Oh,
for
wow.
a mechanical stopwatch.
So I remember this. They used to run track and then they would somebody would stand and go, like press it and it would go and then they would stop it.
So you notice it's kind of interesting about this dial is each revolution is 30 seconds. So to complete a minute, the hand would rotate twice around. Yeah. So you can actually try winding it up. It's already fully wound.
So you wound it like, oh,
Yeah, it's the opposite way, but it's already wound.
okay, it's wound already, okay.
So normally you just hit the time. So yeah, normally you would think one revolution is 1 minute, but one revolution is 30 seconds.
Okay, and something like this, what does that
Yeah,
cost?
300.
$300. Do they make these brand new?
They do, but I'm pretty sure they don't make this type anymore.
Oh,
But this
sure.
is fully mechanical, where you have to wind it. So sure, everything now is more digital or even probably like app-based.
Well, I mean, you can just tell from this box. This box looks like it's about 40 years old.
Yeah, so that's all the paperwork and everything.
And by the way, that 1 year warranty, it's probably expired. So again, we're learning something new every day. This Andre's Corner, I really love it because there's so many different things to look at. And look at that, they come with the boxes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a great segment. Again, there's so many things here. I've seen so many things up there that I want to ask about, but I have to pace myself.
Yeah, of course.
I
We all have to pace ourselves in
yeah,
life.
Yeah. If you guys like this segment, I want you guys to make comments below. Let us know if you have questions. Or like I said, if you have something, just bring it in. He doesn't charge to Tilka watches. Take a look, see if he can fix it, or you can take a look at it. He can tell you some information about it. And then while you're here, you go to St. Vincent Court, you have some coffee, you have some food, and then you look around. You might see a piece of jewelry you like. So make the comments below. Andre,
Yep.
appreciate your time.
For sure.